Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't mind. Give him the mic.
Hey, look, hey, listen. We're here with Sergio Ortiz Jr. Just improved 18-0, 18 knockouts. This is the first time that he's gone past 7th round with the 8-round knockout, dropping his opponent 4-time, the Mean Machine, Igis Kovalevskis, 2-time Olympian. Break down Sergio Ortiz's performance.
Look, we just had a talk with Sergio Ortiz, and the pride of this young man, this young future champion, won't let him admit that he was hurt. He was rocked tonight, but you gotta love the fact that he says, "Nah, I wasn't hurt. I need to watch the fight again," because that's just the mentality and the stubbornness of a fighter. But that fight right there just made him a lot more dangerous, and it showed that he's mature enough to know how to handle when getting hurt, when getting rocked. He went back to the simplest thing, the jab. What did he do? He ended up knocking out the guy with a jab, a power jab to the belly. The jab is the most important punch in boxing, and this fight displayed and gave you all the reasons why every young fighter, like Virgil and others, should understand that the jab, like he just did, that's what got him out of trouble, and that's what got the knockout.
So going into this fight, what did you, as far as want to see from Virgil? I mean, again, you've seen a lot of his fights. Obviously, you've been commentating ringside. He's improving each and every time. A lot of these fighters don't want to fight him. He is one of the most avoided fighters in all of boxing.
I wanted to see him get past the 7th round. I wanted to see how he was going to react to going to the second half of the fight. I actually wanted to see him get hurt. I got all 3 of those tonight, so it's going to be incredible watching this man develop, because not only is he an attraction, but man, he's exciting to watch.
So like you said, this was the litmus test with him against a hungry, strong guy like the Mean Machine. Like, after seeing this performance, Sergio Mora, you know the top guys out there. Do you think Virgil Ortiz could beat all them guys out there? Did this performance show you that?
That was one of the questions we were just talking about right here on the post show. And look, whether he's ready for Bud Crawford or not, it doesn't matter. He thinks he's ready for him. And when it comes to a stubborn fighter who won't admit that he was hurt, that he thinks he can beat the pound-for-pound best fighters out there, go on, young man, because he's passing the test. And he's knocking out everybody. He has the power. Now he has the discipline. He has the maturity. He has Robert Garcia in his corner. He has the team. Let him do it, man. Let him go at it. We thought the same thing with Teofimo Lopez was going to fight Lomachenko. Too much, too soon. It's going to be a mistake. Now he's on top of the world and he's reaping the reward. So let these young men do what other champions aren't doing. Let them fight the best.
But do you think him showing that he got hurt, do you think that's a little more vulnerable to what these guys are hurt? Want to take this fight with him?
No. Every young stud needs to get hurt. We've seen how Ryan Garcia reacted with Luke Campbell. He picked himself up, knocked the dude out. Virgil Ortiz just did the exact same thing.
On that note with Ryan Garcia, do you think there's you as a former fighter, do you think there's a chip on Virgil's shoulder that kind of everybody's passing the torch to him after Canelo left? Do you think that motivates Virgil to be the face of Golden Boy?
I think Virgil Ortiz he fights like with a chip in his shoulder, but he doesn't have that jealousy to him. It's like, nah, it'll come when I deserve it. I'm gonna make these fans appreciate me. I'm gonna make the promoters give me the big fights. Ryan Garcia does it in another way, smiling, promoting, being the pretty boy he is, the social media. He's using that, and he's doing well doing that. Virgil is a little bit more patient. It's gonna come when it belongs to him, and he's gonna let destiny take its course.
So what's your thoughts on? Oh, go ahead.
Were you surprised that Mean Machine kept getting up? Because some of those shots, at least I was in the 3rd row and it sounded mean.
Nah, no way, man. Kovalevskis, I mean, he's a 2-time Olympian. The dude's already been rocked. He only got beat by the #1 fighter, arguably on the planet, or one of them at least. He's the truth. We saw that he's the truth now. I mean, because he has great timing. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power, but timing trumps everything. And that's what Kovalevskis brought tonight. Timing, and that's the reason we saw the power of Ortiz not be enough to take this fight out, but ultimately maturity and patience and that power jab was what did it.
I know we're here talking about Virgil, but we had a big fight next week that would have been Earl the Truth Smith Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao. Now, I want to know your thoughts, Mr. Mora, on the torn retina. And will Earl Spence be able to bounce back from this torn retina?
Listen, man, I don't know if you watched the movie Unbreakable with Bruce Willis, but if they make Unbreakable Part 2, Errol Spence will come out on it. I believe he can come back from anything. After that car crash, after what he did with coming back with Danny Garcia, no tune-up, man, the truth, he can come back and do anything. This man is just above being normal.
What are your thoughts as far as the critics, right? I mean, here in boxing, obviously, fight fans talk, promoters talk, managers talk, media talk. Everybody's saying that, you know what, was it a legitimate injury or was it, a business decision? What are your thoughts on that as far, do you feel the criticism is fair?
That's what critics are supposed to do, and that's why there's these fighters, these pundits, where they sometimes do that just to get attention. They sometimes just do that to have a show, to be the bad guy, it's bullshit, and it's critics, it's pundits, but that's what people like to watch sometimes. They like the bad guy, they like the good guy arguing, and it just throws it up in the air, and people want to listen and believe that bullshit, great. But you don't fake stuff like that.
But when you agree that Errol Spence making the most money that he was supposed to make in his career, he wouldn't be making up an injury to the fans or to the boxing public?
Man, first of all, you don't make up an injury like that. And second of all, when you have a chance to face a living legend like Manny Pacquiao, have that name on your resume, in a fight that you're going to be favored and you're pretty much going to be bigger and stronger, why not take that opportunity and get that legend on your list? There's no way he got out of that fight. Not only the money, but the fact that it's Manny fucking Pacquiao that you're gonna fight. You're not gonna get out of that and pretend an injury. No way.
Hey guys, real quick, can I ask y'all to take a step over there, about 3 steps? We got a whole set of crew needs to get through here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out to you, Sergio Mora. I'm Harold out TBA Spit Bucket, FightSoccer.com. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, brother.
All right,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Pleasure meeting you, Sergio.